I watched them.
feel like I'm too tall.
No, you're kind of stubby.
Stubby?
Well, you're
You
still
little
taller
bitch.
than me.
Yeah, in fact, sorry, chubby fuck.
I'm a little tubby.
We're both tubby, it's fine.
Yeah, I like it though.
Real curves.
More to love.
Real men. So, we're about to talk about the best film of the year so far. Ooh, am I getting ahead of myself?
Well, maybe though.
Yeah, it's the best film of the year so far. Blade Runner
49.
Blade Runner.
Don't even need
2049. Didn't have another R. Get over it. It's not my fault.
We didn't even have enough space. There's...
We could put an R on the bottom level.
No, that would have been ignorant.
Nothing wrong with being
ignorant. No, I'm not saying there is, but it would. Ignorant.
Alright, fine.
Cut that out, please.
I'm not cutting that out.
Fine, I will.
I've got poo on my fingers. You know when you wipe, but it's not quite enough, and you have like that.
No.
Ah.
I've only ever had that once. Oh. Wait, when it like goes through the toilet paper.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll deal with that later.
The poo on his finger.
Okay. Anyway, we're here to talk about Blade Runner 2049. Sequel to one of the biggest cult hits in science fiction and movie history. Directed by Ridley Scott originally.
Originally a great film director. Still is. But...
some might say. Blade Runner re-envisioned what a film could be. In terms of the visual style. It influenced fucking so much shit. It influenced music. It influenced TV, film, art. Other stories. To this day, I think it's the greatest film for like visually, like really absorbing you into this world, like in this sense of believability that this could be the future. Yeah, exactly. And it had this like. There has never been something shot so well as well. Well, until now, I think. But it had this complete. It had this cluttered, consistently moving feel about it. Like every single shot, there's like light passing. There's dust fragments. There's a cluttered. It's never just a still shot either. No. There's always something going on. Like there's some. I think they're in the trailers. Like shots of the character Love and Kay like walking down a hallway. There's like light shining and shimmering everywhere, and it looks fucking gorgeous. Oh, it does. And the funny thing with this one is that, in terms of its visual like fidelity, it looks so much cleaner. Which at first I was a bit put off by, because I was like, I love the original, how it had, you know, like Deckard's apartment was fucked. There was shit everywhere, and it made it look lived in. Like he's this guy who just even he was kind of dirty in that. He was dirty, yeah. But it made sense. Yeah, like. But this is obviously, in this universe, this is, what, 30 years later? Yeah, I think it is supposed to be 30 or 35 years in the future or something like that. So it kind of makes sense for things to have cleaned up a bit, because that's the future of that world, in a way. 35, I think. 35. Fuck! Okay, anyway. Oh yeah, by the way, what I'm doing is this thing. He's doing origami. He's trying to do the paper unicorn. The unicorn. And I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, but you've got like 25 minutes. 50 steps to go. What are you even on? 1. Step 1. Great. Brilliant. Okay. Back to the film. Yeah. Directed by... You know what? I'm not going to say his name, because we're going to get it wrong. I'll get it wrong, you'll get it wrong. I'll just mouth something, and we'll just put it over. We'll just like put it over. Denis Villeneuve. Donald Trump. Well, I remember when we saw Arrival, we said, like, between us, like, he's going to be one of the biggest directors. Yeah, working in cinema today. And he's proven it. Yeah, I really think so. The second I heard that the sequel to Blade Runner was being done by him, I had this sense of, oh shit, I had this sense of just... I could calm down. Yeah, I didn't feel like I had to go and worry. Because even if they said Ridley Scott was doing it, I'd be worried. I'd be very worried. But no, this guy has got... I think he's monumental. I think people are going to be looking at his films just as people did with Ridley Scott back in even 10 years ago.
Really, anyone who's influenced film to such a degree, like Martin Scorsese, shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Spielberg.
Yeah. Kubrick. Like, he's going to be... He's a modern... I think he's going to become a modern master of...
Robert Rodriguez.
Michael Bay.
Yes. M. Night Shyamalan.
Shyamalan.
Yeah,
Marmalade. Lady Marmalade.
Lama Lahama.
Lama Halyana!
Yeah, go on.
But yeah, no, he consistently is able to nail everything that makes a film worth watching. Sound, he collaborates with the correct people. With cinematography, again, collaborates with the correct people. And he knows how to reserve himself on a film. He doesn't go too heavy with lots of things. He likes to leave questions unanswered. And just the tone he creates in all of his films is so perfect. What are you doing?
I think I broke this. Looks kind of nice though.
Great.
Go on. Keep talking.
Okay. This is you and me. This film is fantastic. It looks phenomenal. If you're going to go see this film, see it on the biggest screen with the best sound system you can possibly do. It's going to be worth whatever extra money that you have to pay for that. Every inch of the screen is taken up with something meaningful and beautiful. Roger Deakins has done this. He's a fucking fantastic cinematographer. I mean, he's done stuff like well, he did Sicario actually, which actually for the kind of film it was shot really nicely. He did Shawshank Redemption.
Really?
Yeah, he's done so much good influential stuff. I think this has knocked it out of the park. But it's not all down to the cinematography. It's the color grading as well, and the visual effects that are used. It's so like robust. You know what you're looking at is CGI, but it does it in a way that is believable and it doesn't whack you over the head. And surprisingly, things in this world are grounded. Like even the use of technology is not far fetched. It's not, apart from one thing that's like the holograms you've seen in the original, and one that actually comes to life and is used as sort of a day-to-day device. Everything seems still quite robust and even to us quite primitive. Like there's a machine that's used to look through DNA archives, and it's this really sort of what you'd expect to sort of see in the 60s, 70s, but it's really cool. Like every little bit of design and aesthetic in this film is phenomenal.
It's weird. It does look like the 80s version of the future.
Yeah.
Like that sort of like.
Yeah.
Like it looked really bad to us now.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What's another good example of that? Like even Alien.
Yeah. Had the same sort of weird 70s deco.
Like they're doing things that we couldn't even imagine and dream of doing, but it still looks...
it's still old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like CRT monitors and stuff like that. This film, if you're... A sequel to a film like Blade Runner is something you'd imagine either being impossible, or if it's going to be done, it's just going to be a complete rehash and retelling of the first one. Like a soft reboot. Like maybe, okay, throw in Deckard there just so people with the original like it, but then push him out or whatever you need to do. To kind of like Force Awakens in a way. This isn't that. This is a continuation of a story, or actually not even a story, of a world.
I think it's absolutely its own film.
Yeah.
You could...
You could see this without...
Yeah, you could see this without seeing the original. I don't think you should.
No.
But you could if you felt that's how you wanted to experience it.
I know some people have said about Villeneuve, New Wave cinema, New Wave music guy, about his films is that he can come across a little bit cold in the way he approaches emotion. Kind of like Nolan has been criticised for that. Personally, I don't feel that way. Because I think Arrival got to me.
Yeah.
When I saw that. Sicario got to me. Enemy did a little bit. And
Prisoners.
Yeah, so I don't know where that's come from, but people have said this about this film. I've seen it twice, and even the second time, knowing certain things that transpire and the certain ways that characters are going to react, I felt so connected.
Also, Prisoners is one of the few films that are on my made me cry list.
Gay!
This film, it really nearly brought me close.
Yeah.
I wanted to cry there's a specific scene when a character is breaking down.
Yeah. And it all comes from... it's unique because it just comes from this character. You know, at a certain point in this film, you already know before the character does what his life is, what his purpose is. But it's actually seeing his realization of that is more devastating than us finding out ourselves. It's heartbreaking, but then it keeps going. The plot.
Yeah, you care more about his reaction than your own.
Yeah, yeah. Which is a testament to how invested I think people can get with this film. There's just so much to talk about with this fucking film. Sound design. Hans Zimmer has nailed it with not just bring. You know, I was kind of glad he didn't bring the original Blade Runner theme back until a certain part through the film, and it was different. He didn't keep. It's not hammering you over the fucking head, being like, "Oh, I'm on all this."
It does feel like classic Hans Zimmer style mixed with like this sort of modern synth that we have like with bands like Gunship, Dance with the Dead.
Yeah. Those. It's just if this doesn't win. Wow.
Sorry,
You're
no.
doing really shit with this.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Look at that!
It's more of a mess than the current political climate.
Trump!
But yeah, there's just too much to talk about this for the film with. How did you... Okay, Ryan Gosling. Performance.
This is a difficult one, I think, because it's... Even the same way I felt with Amy Adams in Arrival, another great film, where she may not have been a great actor, actress, whatever, but that worked for the tone.
Yeah.
It really does.
Because she was quite she was a scientist, so she was methodical and she had been through a lot of heartache. She was very caught back, yeah. Same as Gosling's character. There is one moment in this film where he smiles, and I know it's not my second one. I'm not going to say what it is, but it actually means something, and he plays a lot. He gets a lot of criticism recently for the past couple of films, apart from La La Land being quite, since Drive being quite.
Yes.
I've got so much to say.
Although
okay,
I don't even think that's necessarily true because the nice guys.
Yeah, exactly. I know. It's just people get a bit frustrated with him.
Yeah, because he's
But there's
too
a
handsome.
reason for it in this. He's too handsome.
He's too beautiful.
He really is. Even that wonky eye gets me. Luring me in. Luring me in. But he delivers in this, I think, because he's our vehicle into that world and this plot. But then it becomes more about him anyway. Another character which I thought was really well done was a hologram, an artificial intelligence that actually plays a sort of love interest for Kay, which is Ryan Gosling's character.
Joy.
And yeah,
I think she's a really well done character. There are a few moments
that are a bit. We've seen it before.
Yeah, they're still very well done, obviously.
Yeah, it's just you can't help but feel like this for now isn't. If this had come out 10 years ago, that kind of thing would have been brand new. But we've had films like Her, which there is a very similar scene that happens in Her that also happens in Blade Runner. I don't know. Both of them do fantastic, and because of a different context, but they're both very, very good.
Actually, think about it. One thing I will say is even just the way they do her visually is really cool. Like
yeah.
It's not like a 2D image. You could almost feel like you see the inside of her as well as just seeing through her.
Yeah.
Not in a metaphorical sense, like
yeah,
literally.
Well, like the way they play with that. And there's so much. We need to just talk about spoilers at some point because there's so much thematic stuff going on with her character and her link with Kay and everything that's going on in the world. But this go back to the visuals. Every part of this film, whereas you look at the original Blade Runner, it all had the you've changed. Oh god, fuck. Okay, we're gonna blur that out because we're not sponsored by Vans.
We're not sponsored by who?
Vans. I'll bleep it out. Just put something else there.
Vans, I know we have like 8 subscribers, but please
don't solicit Vans.
Please follow us.
But yeah, bye.
Thanks. Continuity.
Okay, we just continuity.
Me and Mum are doing a séance. If you would like to come and join.
What the fuck does that mean?
We're trying to make a candle flicker. We need more energy.
I'm sorry, what?
That's our sister. Great.
Come on then.
We'll be there in like 5-10 minutes.
No, we need it now.
No. 5-10 minutes.
You actually believe a seance will make a candle flicker?
Hey, don't. I've got a story about that.
No, you don't.
No, I do.
You don't.
Anyway, look, we're doing a review. We'll be there in 5 minutes. Back to the review. Harrison Ford gives one of his best performances in years. Very somber, quite touching performance. He doesn't go overboard.
Yeah.
And he's not in it very long, and I think that's for the best, to be honest. Because it could have been a bit too ham-fisted, a bit too like, remember him?
I do think if he was in it anymore, it would have been too much of him.
Yeah. But his scenes are cool, and I think there's a scene between those two that kind of needs to be seen to believe. It's
I know the one you're on about. It's kind of a fight scene,
but
it's so much more than that.
Yeah. But it's cool. It's really cool. Everything in this film is cool. There's a few little things I kind of that caught up on me, and I was like, Neander Wallace, played by Jared Leto, redeeming himself from the fucking Joker. Not
that piece of shit. I don't care what you have to say about that film. It's fucking awful.
And Jared Leto should be ashamed of himself.
Yeah,
and I like Jared Leto. I think he's done good in the past. He has. He's never the best thing in all his films, but he's good. But he plays a quite. I wouldn't even say villain.
He's just an opposing side
of an idea.
Yeah, essentially.
And he's neither evil nor good. You have to, but if you think he's evil, then the film's working on you, because something he does when you first sort of see him.
It's such a cool scene, but
yeah, you're like, I don't know. That's safe.
Wait. It's annoying. I don't want to criticize the movie because I love it so much, but it can be criticized.
Oh yeah,
and that is a scene that I think can be criticized because it feels very not generic because it's done in an interesting way.
But his dialogue,
he's
talking about things we've seen many science fiction villains.
He's a character who has a fucking god complex, something you have seen before.
We want to rule the world. Yeah. Like he's kind of like that. But he doesn't go out with those motivations in the same way that you might expect. No, it's all very played down.
It doesn't feel like he has like a specific drive. Like there's not a specific moment in his life that has made him this way.
Yeah, and if there is, we don't know about it.
Yeah, you just feel like he just believes this. He believes that replicants are better than humans.
Yeah, which
that's not even a spoiler to say, is it?
No, of course not. But yeah, his parts are good. The woman, I can't remember her name, unfortunately, who plays Love, the replicant, who's sort of the antagonist, I guess. She's like Wallace's accomplice or slave in a way. She's out to kill, and she's a little bit generic. The kind of idea that this thing goes out and kills people and does whatever. She's just angry, but she does have her own nuance, and she reflects quite well off of Kay's character.
Every character in this also, they represent themes.
Yes.
They have their own ideas, like, especially with Kay, like what it really means to be human.
Yeah.
A lot of what was shown in the original Blade Runner.
Yeah, and it progresses further than that as well, with like, what if you do come to terms with what it means to be human, if you are or not, how do you cope with that, and what is your end purpose? What do you do with your life if you realise that? There's so much we can go on about. It's fucking awesome. So just go and see it. If you're
absolutely see
it's
this
long.
film.
It's long, but this is one of those films I never looked at my watch and.
But the problem is I have heard a lot of criticism from people who maybe they haven't seen the original, or maybe they're not. They have a different taste in film, I'll say, for now. But they don't like it because it's so long, and they don't like the pace. That's the criticism I've seen a lot, which I don't agree with. I think it's paced out very well.
Yeah. It is kind of funny that the third act is very good, but it kind of it gets to this point and then it wraps up really quickly.
Yeah.
In a way. And you're like, okay, I could have done with more. I didn't feel like the very end few scenes, even though they were very good, it wasn't quite what I felt like I wanted, but I think that's the point. He doesn't want to. They've worked this out. They don't want to give you too many answers. They don't want to give you too many questions. It's a perfect mix of, oh, okay, so that's what's going on, but oh shit, well if that's going on, what about this? And it leaves you open. But there's no plot holes.
It never really confirms. literally anything. This film it suggests
it suggests
and I think that's far better.
Yeah, that's more powerful because that's why everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, like you do see cringy IGN articles about it, you know.
Yeah.
Kotaku.
Oh god. Yeah, I think I saw a really bad IGN one about BladeRunner actually recently, and it was.
Oh, also, I saw some cuck doing a review of BladeRunner because I was like watching some reviews before this to see what other people were saying. Some guy was saying, I was gonna say dick, but I don't know why I hold myself back.
You've already said cunt in this review, and you're gonna hold yourself back from saying dick.
He said that the movie can never be brilliant because it's a sequel to a film that was already brilliant.
Well, that's bullshit.
I don't want to say his name, but
okay, don't. But that is, I mean, that's subjective anyway. So it's kind of
what a fucking idiot.
Fucking Lord of the Rings 1, 2, and 3. All three of them were brilliant.
Yeah.
And they're sequels.
First one's better, the best at least, but
third one's better.
I get your point. No.
I'll have to fight about this one though. I didn't know you felt that way. But anyway, look, we need to wrap.
Fellowship.
Return of the King, boys.
Battle of the Five Armies.
Blade Runner 2049. Go and see it. It's fucking awesome. And I've still got poo on my hands.
Took my glasses off really rapidly there before you finished your joke.
Brilliant.
What a fucking idiot.